Right then, this is a walk around video for a beautiful, beautiful car. This is a Honda CRZ. It's the top of the range GT model. Fitted with a couple of options. Obviously you can see the metallic paint externally. I think it's Cosmos Grey from memory. And these lovely 17-inch Electra alloys, which aren't standard but look fantastic on the car. The car has covered 46,700 miles only and is in absolutely beautiful condition. Front of the car, lights and lenses are all clear, intact, without any cracks or condensation. Front bumper, pretty much unmarked. Same goes to the bonnet, again, beautiful condition. Near side, absolutely smooth in the panel work. Around the near side, front alloy, very, very nice condition. So it's just been washed off, it's not even been polished, and it's just got a lovely natural gleam about the car. Coming around the back again, bumper's very clean, tidy. For a car that's 10 years old, regardless of the mileage it is in, say externally it's in beautiful, beautiful condition. And offside, again, absolutely fantastic. Side rear alloy, really, really nice. The remaining panel work again is lovely. Offside front. Now the only one that actually got a few blemishes right on the outside edge of the rim, but I mean that's it. That's the sum total of what we genuinely believe is destined for sort of modern classic status. It's just got that written all over it. Coming to the back of the car now, huge boots actually on the cars. The one thing I would say straight away, if you think this is a four-seater car, which it is in reality, it isn't at all. It's got to be considered a two-seater because effectively that's your leg room or lack of it. The seat's in a normal position. The recommendation is just drop that down and you end up with a two-seater car with a colossal boot area. It's coming inside now. Again, door car's lovely and clean. Interior is in fantastic condition. Leatherwork, absolutely beautiful. Driver's door card again, beautifully clean. Footwell area is likewise very clean. And the driver's seat, so often actually heavily sort of marked on these, but this one's in beautiful condition there. Inside the car now, interior is in beautiful condition, and what a stunning interior it is. You see there, radio working as it should. Push button start, and the climate control buttons on there as well. It is such a unique interior. It looks absolutely fantastic. Coming across to the main dash binnacle, and again continues a theme of just a joyous interior. It really is. You can see the engine's running, no warning lights on the dashboard at all. It is fantastic in here. Sorry, almost forgot, 46,782 miles currently recorded. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CRZ. And it's the GT model, top of the range car. And this particular car is registered EN12LYG. Oh, thank you very much. Mileage on the car is just 46,783 miles. The reason, by the way, we do these videos, and especially actually this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone is online looking at any of our cars, they get to see that very car in operation. And the reason is that we've been to see lots of cars ourselves which have looked absolutely fine in photographs and descriptions, only to get there and find out that there's an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car. So hence that's why we do it. We also do it on these lovely quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the theory being that hopefully then it would be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, this is a car we know well actually, because we sold it to the last chap. He's had a couple of CRZs off us and thoroughly loves them. So no hidden horrors, we know exactly what it's all about, and it's exactly as it was when it went to him in terms of the way it drives. Push button start, silently whirs into life. No warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. The hybrid system is genius in it. It is what's referred to in this day and age as a self-charging hybrid system. So basically, you don't do anything. You just drive the car as you would any normal petrol car. When it gets low on fuel, you top it up with fuel. You don't run out of battery. There's no range anxiety involved in it. It's a relatively small hybrid battery that just gives a bit of extra oomph, extra torque to the power delivery, and it works seamlessly. It is brilliant. They've also got a reputation for being incredibly tough and long lasting, hundreds of thousands of miles. Never heard personally of a battery ever being changed on one of them, so it is incredibly reliable. That is all fine and dandy, but it's actually how they drive. Some cars can, give you all of that kind of stuff and be as dull as ditch water to drive. This is where I fall into my habits on videos of going completely over the top, because I adore these cars. And it's because it is so engaging. It's actually got character in a world of otherwise very worthy but very dull cars. And it starts with driving the car. The engine is typical Honda 4-cylinder. It's keen. It's got that lovely induction noise when you put your foot down, but when it revs rise, there's no harshness, there's no coarseness to the power delivery. It's there. It encourages you to drive and make the most of it, and it is a wonderful engine. You'll get 3 different modes for the engine. You've got Econ, Normal and Sport. Econ, personally, as I say in the advert, I tend to put mine straight into Sport because it's so much keener to get up and rev and go. Throttle response is so much sharper, but you lose very little in terms of economy. The other 2 are worthy for maybe sort of town driving where you want to utilise the battery more, but as I said, I thoroughly recommend pressing the button, Sport mode, and immediately you can feel the difference. It's wonderful. Engine then feeds through into one of the best gearboxes you'll ever use, in my personal opinion, and I say in every CRZ video, I rank this in my top 3 gearboxes of all time, and the other 2, strangely enough, are Hondas. Top is the S2000, but that's got the advantage of the gear lever going straight into the gearbox, but it's a race car gear change, is fantastic. And this is very close, but not probably quite as good as the DC2 Integra, which has a kind of slightly more mechanical feel to it. But this is just a brilliant gear change. It starts with the shaping of the gear lever. It's got the leather and sort of chromy looking bit, but it's tapered. It's amazing. It makes your hand just claw the gearbox like that, and all the gear changes are just so beautifully defined. It is brilliant to use, absolutely brilliant, and that feels absolutely as new to hold and to use. We then come onto the chassis, which again is truly remarkable, and this road is a classic example of why I think it is, because it is a horrible road surface. It starts with the ride, which is very comfortable, and this section of the road, as I said, I'm going to go with the plastic sheet there, is like the surface of the moon. It's horrible, but it rides it wonderfully well, it really does. It's damped, it's sort of firm with a nuggety feel to it. It just feels absolutely fantastic on the road, I have to say. The handling and steering are sensational. The steering, by the way, tracks dead straight, no vibrations at all at this speed, only speed up the legal limit, and tracks it so absolutely straight as an arrow. It's a wonderful power steering system. Too many modern day electric power steering systems feel detached, vague, lifeless. This is the opposite of all of those. It's so keen, but it's got a beautiful weighting that means it feels confidence inspiring right up to the legal limit. There's no kind of nervousness to it at all, or vagueness. It's brilliant, and it works in conjunction with the chassis absolutely superbly. Because I mentioned in the video that my impression when I drive these cars harks back to a time where sports cars or sport hot hatches were kind of light on their feet, but they've become heavy, they've become clumsy by modern standards, too refined in some ways. This is just brilliant. It loves to change direction. It absolutely eats up corners in a really engaging way, where you feel part of what's going on. and all road types and surfaces. It works with superbly. But unlike the sort of 90s hot hatches where if you weren't in the mood they kind of rattled your brains, this reverts to a sedate, a refined, a comfortable ride. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. There's no sort of nasty sort of clonks or rattles coming from underneath the car, so all in fine order there. And then coming to the inside, being a GT model, we get the leather interior, and the colour choices are superb in the car. You've got this kind of silver and black working beautifully together, natural light coming in from the panoramic roof there. And I know, interior design is, it's unique to your own opinion, basically. You have your own thoughts on what's good. But I just like the fact that when you get in the car, the first thing you notice is it's beautifully put together, absolutely beautifully built. It's refreshingly different without being over the top, where it's done for the sake of styling. But it's, you sit with this fantastic seating position. The dash literally wraps around you. But everything is just a doddle to use. You've got a big radio, works simply there. Climate control system here, which is pumping out ice cold air, by the way. Heated seats, all the switches have that typical Honda actuation, beautifully done. And then you've got this fantastic dash design in front in terms of the dash binnacle. It is reminiscent of a kind of an 80s, 90s arcade. The lighting, the graphics. It makes you feel quite special sat in these cars. Everyone that owns them says the same thing. Well, pretty much everyone I've ever met. And I just think it's in a world of fairly grey, dull interiors, and all the modern cars have conformed to these ridiculous interiors which are massively overcomplicated. These big screens, which, when you look at the screen more than the road. But I'm an ancient old dinosaur, of course, so ignore everything I've just said. What I also like about the dashboard is it has some typical trademark Honda features. So if you've ever seen an S2000, these two pods either side are very reminiscent, but the reason they've used them here is because they work brilliantly. Ergonomically, the car is superbly designed. Your hands fall, there's no reaching for anything. So if you're going to do anything, you're concentrating on driving and driving alone. And it works superbly. Finally, obviously, you may already know this, but basically when you are in sport mode, the speedo is surrounded by a lovely kind of red sporty halo. Then if you go into normal and econ, it's blue, or it'll change to green when you're driving economically. So it's very nicely done. As I said at the start of the video, apart from my obvious bias, I can't fault the car in any way. It drives absolutely beautifully. And as always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, do give us a call.